So we're inside the barn now, just north of Acton. I thought I'd take you through. This is what's been left. There's still some hay on the floor and straw. But this, so it would have been the grain room. So the farmers would have kept grain in these areas to feed the animals through the winter. So the boards would have went through here and they would have stacked up, and then the grain would have been inside. There's some old writing on the wall, figuring out probably the cost of the grain and how much they paid or how much they're going to make. You can see that this is all hand done, hand cut. You can still see the logs that they cut to build this. They just took the trees out of the bush. You can see here where it was planed down by hand and placed in this barn. Look at this. You wouldn't see this in today's construction. They just took everything, they just cut the tree down, stripped it, planed it, and set it up. This is all hand cut. Looks quite nice. All these boards were done. You can see that these were probably cut by a saw. I can't think of the name of the saw, but it would have been hand done. Still see the pine bark here. So they used different types of wood to whatever they had. This log here, they squared it off and they cut it. So this, they would have had all the grain in here. This is an example of the boards they would have had up in between right here. So they would have kept the grain in here, you know, to feed the cattle and the horses and the pigs and the chickens over the winter. And it's September, well, it's August 31st, so 100 years ago this would be starting to fill up for winter. But now it's waiting to be torn down, sadly. It's an outside view of it. So a lot of crap left over. I bet you're wondering why, when you drive past the barn, you see cracks that wide. Well, that was done on purpose. That was done to let the air flow through the barn. Because if you got hay and straw and other stuff piled high, and they would have been piled right to the top of the rafters, all the hay, that stuff starts heating up. And if you don't have airflow through a barn, that heat will literally start the barn on fire. I would take you up the stairs, but can't get up there right now. And like again, these are just branches taken out of a tree, cut off a tree. These beams, they were all hand done. You can see the cutting that they would have done, like they would have been slicing here with an axe. And at the top, you'll see rollers. You see that roller up there? Well, there was rope on that, and you could, there's the rope that's left of it hanging. You could literally pull that down, and you could lift your farm equipment and store it at the top, or you could lift up bales of hay, bring them down, lower them, and at the top there you can see, well, you can see the stopper right by that wheel. You see those the wood there making a triangle. That was a stopper, so there would have been a rope on that where you pulled it back, and that would allow the wheel to move up or down, and then when you had it in place, you pulled that one board down, and then that would have stopped it. Unreal. This is all hand done. Every piece in this barn would have been done by hand. I want to try step. And this would have been the hay chute. Looks like they nailed it, but you could have sent the bales of hay down the chute here to feed the cows and the horses and the pigs throughout the winter, which made it a lot easier just to send it down a chute. But they got that nailed shut. Okay, I'll take you to show the pegs. Oh, it's not a peg, that's a branch. So up there would have been another place to store stuff, whether it be hay, straw, whatever. There's a floor up there. And there's also another chute at the top. This is a better one. You can see where it was all hand done. You can see the grooves from where the axe went in, pulled this out. They would have went chop, pulled that, chop, pulled that down, chop, pulled that down, and so on and so forth. This one here got kind of beat up. It was all hand done. So I would say this barn is well over 100 years old. Okay, folks, I'll take you downstairs. See you in a bit.